Be excellent to each other and party on. We're back for another Legacy League, and today we are playing Mono Red Prowess. This is a deck with no reserve list cards. You can build it for a few $100s, and we are going to be kind of a hybrid aggro burn deck. We've got the Monastery Swiftspear from the burn decks. We've got the Dragon Rage Channeler from the Delver decks, and we've got this new creature, Slickshot Showoff. 1/2 flying haste for 1 colorless 1 red. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn, and you can plot it. So it comes in, and you have mana available to immediately use the ability if you want to. I'm not sure why exactly you do that. I'm sure we'll figure it out as the league progresses. So I'm going in cold. I've never played a league with this before, but I'm excited because Tony Scapone is one of my kind of combo heroes, and I've learned a lot from watching his stream. We have Mutagenic Growth, which can kind of like gain, target creature gains +2/+2, but that's even stronger if you got a Swiftspear or a Slickshot that you're targeting with it. And then we have lots of baubles to trigger it. We've got a couple Street Wraiths to help us get Delirium. We've got Pyroblast at the top end to help finish our opponent. And of course, Corey Steel Cutter. Very hyped. Sideboard is not exactly Tony Scapone's sideboard. His sideboard was really outdated, mostly graveyard hate. I am playing a bunch of ley lines because Oops is everywhere. I'm playing Mindbreak Trap just to try to help us against faster combo decks. We're not really a combo deck, we're an aggro deck, but we have kind of like a combo finish feel to us when we're going to hopefully be doing tons of damage. I've got 4 Smash to Smithereens. These are very good against Affinity, very good against Chalice decks, and then we've got 4 Price of Progress. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the first round, which has already started against Jesus MTG. They are likely on the Scion of Draco Guild Pact, Leyline of the Guild Pact deck. I think this is fine. This is an aggro hand. I'll keep it. We're going to hit them for a lot with this Monastery Swiftspear. Let's see if they have the Leyline. Unfortunately, like we're just not going to have a lot to do in games where they have the Leyline and the Draco. That's their AB combo. But if they don't have it, we're happy. This is a little more expensive than the very cheap burn decks that I've played recently on the channel, in the sense that you do have to buy fetches. But everything other than the fetches this is still, just a few $100s. All right, and they did not open with Guild Pack, which is nice. They're just playing a fetch and passing. So I'm definitely going to just cycle through these Street Wraiths before I do anything. Yeah, that's good. So we can double bobble trigger on the Monastery Swiftspear here. Okay, let's go ahead and cycle this. Okay, Slickshot Showoff is going to be fun next turn, assuming we find land, which we are going to draw a couple cards off these baubles, so hopefully we do. We also drew a second Monastery Swiftspear. All right, let's trigger. And I'm going to go ahead and look at their hand and see what they have over there. Taiga, okay. So I do think that they're on that deck because it's a 5-color deck, so it has to play like Taigas and Scrublands and other kind of like less common dual lands. Okay, Taiga. I think they probably just had that one Taiga. We just got unlucky and got to see the same Taiga twice. Okay, they don't plow, so they take 3. That's great. We're off to a good start. Now we get our cards, and I'm hoping to find a land. They're surveilling off a blue-white land. They've been a land. Okay, first bubble is Slickshot. Second bubble is DRC. Okay, we actually aren't that far from Delirium if we want a DRC, but I'd like to do more than one thing next turn. Or at least, yeah, I'd probably, I think Slickshot, we hold him. Cast it as a sorcery. So it becomes a sorcery if it's plotted instead of a creature spell, I guess. So it does trigger other. I think that's the reason why you would bother plotting it, because your other Slickshots will see it and get a prowess buff off of it. Okay, they play Bird of Paradise here. Come on, land. Wow, that's not lucky. I think here, even though we're trying to max damage, I'm tempted to just chain lightning this thing to keep them off mana, but they did bin a land there. I'm trying to think of what's the worst thing they could cast next turn. They've got Bellow. I played against them yesterday, I think, and they were on lots of like the beans with all the different cards, but Bird of Paradise was not in that list, though. The other thing I could do is just get the second Monastery Swiftspear down and ignore it. I get a DRC down so I can start churning through my deck, and I might be able to get Delirium next turn. I think, gosh, they could have Wrath of the Skies in there, maybe. I think the cautious thing to do is just bolt the bird. We're not like a straight up burn deck. We have reach. We don't have to just rely on like doing 3 damage to them 7 times. And this gives us a Monastery Swiftspear bonus, so we do a little extra damage. And I'm holding the more flexible Lightning Bolt, which can be cast at instant speed. And since they do have red mana, we need to get the chain out of our hand before they have the ability to bounce it back. So Corey will give us reach. We just have to find a land. We are playing 14 lands total, which is not a lot. Tony Scapone is a combo gamer, and he knows how to like shave his margins extremely thin. But all of our lands are mountains, so they're not going to get wasted. Devoted Druid. Okay, so this could be they could go infinite here, unfortunately. And knowing that they're on this helps a lot, because now we have Bolt to interact. We didn't know that they were on that before. Yeah, I think they're going to turn this into an equipment, and then they can just create infinite mana. Swift reconfiguration, so it's not a creature anymore. Well, we can have 6, and we can see how they're going to win. Okay, put Yorion in hand. Sure. Okay. So, unfortunately, we don't have anything in our deck that can clear this. Because it's an artifact. It's not a creature anymore. So we do have to just somehow win despite that. So, unfortunately, Corey is not fast enough here. I think what we do is we DRC and we Swiftspear. And then we just hope that they brick for a turn. And then we'll hit for just 2 here. But we might be able to kill them next turn. They're forcing that one. Okay. Interesting they chose to force when they could have just paid for that instead of pitching, right? Yeah, Overlord of the Flood Pits. They could have just tapped this a bunch of times. No, it's just green mana? Okay. For some reason I thought it was any color. But that makes sense. Okay, so we'll just come across and we'll pass. Okay, so they do have Yorion next turn, which gives them a big blocker. I'm going to just F6 here. Okay, Overlord of the Flood Pits. So they get to draw 2 cards and discard a card. And they should find something to win pretty soon. This is a huge creature, 5/3. It does have flying. Okay. Well, we can bolt it out of the way. But if they Yorion, then they can bring it. They can get the trigger a second time. Can they pitch a force negation? Do they want to keep going? They do. Oh, okay. They just wanted to untap it. It doesn't matter that it's untapped, I guess. Okay. I guess it doesn't untap during their upkeep. Okay. So here, first thing we do is we do have to clear this. So I'm going to bolt it because otherwise they Yorion and we lose because they get to do that again and they'll almost certainly find what they need. I don't need more of these. Do I? I think I need direct damage at this point. Yeah, I'm just going to try to get direct damage and kill them quicker. Okay, I'll play this out. Then we'll hit them for 6. That is... I don't think that's good enough. Because we can just play Slickshot next turn or something like that. Like, let's see what they're drawing. If it's a card that wins the game, I can just concede. Green, they need black. They don't have black. So they won't be able to cast Atraxa with the current cards represented there. I'll come across. But they could have a land. Okay, so we're doing everything we're supposed to do. They're at 5. Another Corey. That sucks. Because that doesn't help us get where we need to go. I mean, it does technically trigger prowess and give us lethal. But the other Corey did that too. I guess playing Slickshot is better than doing that. I was totally ready to concede. I can't believe we've actually gotten this many turns. All right. So now they've tapped off of Yorion, if that was what they were planning to do. If we can find a burn spell, we might be able to win, even through a Yorion. But they will need a land to give them access to the blue or the white to be able to cast it. So they've been choked on colored mana this whole time. Okay, this is a pretty big... This might be a giant green sun. And I'm going to assume green sun is just GG. They can get the Yorion out, or get the Atraxa out. Yeah, good game. We'll take a look at what they reveal here. But there's no way that we can draw... What is this? Brightglass Gearhulk. Search your library for up to 2 artifact, creature, or enchantment cards so they can... This just goes and gets the combo, I guess. They reveal Swift... Walking Ballista. Okay. All right, so Smash the Smithereens does kill the creature. Price of Progress seems pretty good here. And Tony's component had like 2 or like 1 Price of Progress, but it seems pretty good for the burn. So I hope... just keep in mind, his list was like more than a year old, and things have changed since then. I didn't touch the main deck. I just touched the side. Smash the Smithereens does deal with the creature. I don't know if I think we just want to kill them before they get the Devoted Druid turned into an artifact, though. I think we got lucky that we even survived as long as we did there. So if we're bringing in Price of Progress, I think we probably want to be taking out Lava Spikes. Chain Lightning is useful in that it can take out a creature, but it's not that useful in the sense that it's not going to affect the actual thing. This is an instance, so we could, like, in theory, like, hit Devoted Druid and then also flash it back and kill it before the actual thing went onto it. Maybe I just need 3 Price of Progress here, and then I'll cut a Chain Lightning, I guess. Maybe I cut a Pyroblast. I don't know. On the play, Pyroblast is less good because you just are less likely to flood out. With only 14 lands in the deck, you're never going to Pyroblast more than once. Maybe I do want the Pyroblast and I don't want the as many Price of Progress as on the play, because like we might end the game before they have a lot of lands in play. Okay, so this is a no lander. We just have to throw this back. This is a one lander, but we can Quarry and then we can Bobble. That feels pretty good. So I'll put back the Pop. It's less immediately useful. It's like a mid-game card. Now, my opponent does play Force, and I very much expect them to Force here. So exile Quarry. And this is a 2 for 2 if they are able to force this, unfortunately. They do Force. Okay, pitching Atraxa. So I'm going to go ahead and draw through this Bobble anyway. That's a bummer, though. Because we do need a second land so we can deploy this Slickshot Showoff. And because we're on the play and because we mulliganed, we're like really low in resources. They're drawing Xander's Lounge. So our draw is another Bolt. Okay, that's not going to get us where we need to go by itself. We can Bolt birds and stuff. I'll probably hold it up and just not do anything, just in case they have this with reconfiguration combo. Mutagenic Growth. It's sad. Yeah, we can't really do anything. I'll just hold. I probably will instep Bolt them just for forward momentum, so I don't completely waste the mana. But I probably want to hit a creature. Yeah, Tony's mana is not for the faint of the heart. 14 lands. That's like crazy low. Okay, Xander's Lounge. Again, I do think we just use this. Mana is a precious commodity around here. They're at 16. Come on, land. Or is this Bubble? Well, I'm going to cast it, and I'm just going to try to dig through to land. Oh, my goodness. I don't think I was supposed to mull again to try to find a 2-laner. Swift reconfiguration. That's good to know about. So if they have the combo, we can try to interact with Bolt. Otherwise, we're going to just lose. So we get our card. It is another Bolt. So I'll probably just continue to fire bolts in the end step. All right. And now if I draw like a land, I don't even know if I can use Slickshot. Like, because I'm worried about them having the combo. We know they have Swift reconfiguration. Swift Sphere. Sadly, I think this is just, we go for it here and start hitting them. Because like it could be that they're waiting to draw the combo. I don't want to stand still because they will eventually draw the good stuff. So if I Mutagenic Growth here, it does an extra 2 damage, but I think I should 3 damage technically. I think I should just hit for 1 and hold. Okay, they're fetching. This might just be like a plow. Because Hedge Maze. Okay, they dumped an Overlord of the Hauntwoods, which is a very cool card. I like their deck a lot. It's a lot of colors. Okay, so this is going to go bye-bye. That's not the worst. We'll pass. And we're still waiting for a land. But like if we get a land, Mutagenic Growth, Slickshot, that hits them for like 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It hits for 5. 6. Yeah, 6. Wait. 4, 5. If you have the combo, go ahead and put me out of my misery. I'm like so desperately digging for a land here. Yeah, I think it's a mistake to wait around. Okay, Overlord of the Flood Pits. They get 2 cards. This is impending, and then they discard a card. So it'll take a few turns for this to come in. Discard a Savannah. They're giving us time. Got 3 more turns before this comes in. Just trying to assemble their combo. Well, that's a bummer, deck. But, I mean, like, who am I going to blame? Tony from a year and a half ago, he might have learned a lot since he constructed this. I think it worked fine for him. I saw him doing quite well with the deck. I don't think I can blame anybody but myself. Okay, I have to read this one. Enigmatic Incarnation. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, search your library for a creature with mana value to 1 plus the second. Okay. So this is like an expensive version of the other card, but you get to search your library. It's not just the top 7 cards. So this is not technically a creature yet. Oh, another enchantment. It's another enchantment. Okay. Well, I can't interact with this. And it is going to just go get them some insane card. And because it's not going to be... yeah. So this is like... Unfortunately, like when your deck is just like not performing at all, you get to watch your opponent go off instead. Metamor... Okay. So they're going to get this back. Hard to imagine a scenario in which we win, but like maybe we draw a mountain and we can go to town. This is a flying blocker though. We'd have to Pyroblast that to get it out of the way, and it's lifelink. I do think we need to bolt to get it out of the way now. Sadly. Okay, that worked. So if we draw a mountain, we do draw a mountain finally. Okay, let's just do this and see whether it works. I don't think it's going to work. Okay, so this becomes a little bit bigger. Let's try it. Let's try it. What have we got to lose? I guess we could have waited. It's exactly enough to kill them. Exactly. They don't have Solitude. Wow, that was fun. Okay, wow. It's very, I think every single decision I made that game mattered. Like the decision to bolt in the instep, and not that I'm like patting myself on too much on the back, but like we needed things to line up perfectly basically there. Okay, so now on the draw, how are we doing this differently? Well, now we know a little bit more about their deck. I don't think we make any changes. Like Pyroblast was pretty sweet there. I didn't see smash targets. Pop is really good. Like we saw tons. I mean, Lava Spike would have been good too. No, Pop's definitely better than Lava Spike. We're going to find land. I believe. And I need to use the restroom really bad, and I'm not going to do it because it's heightening the excitement. No, actually, I am. I'll be right back. All right. Final game of round 1. After the fireworks. This is a keep, I think. It's got 2 mountains. Tony plays so few mountains that I feel like it's such a lucky break to get 2 of them without having to mull. Okay. So I'm gonna just my opponent's deck is not fast. I don't think we're gonna get burned out or anything. All right, there's a bolt. That's nice. Let's go ahead and cycle this first. This does put types in the yard. Okay, DRC, love it. Absolutely in love with DRC. Steel Cutter. Okay, so I'm gonna DRC now, and next turn I can Steel Cutter. Yeah, I want to get the DRC trigger stat, but it's fine. We need to make the most of our hand here. They fetch 19. Okay, they've got Savannah gives them full domain from here if they need to remove this. All right, another pop. We may be able to just pop them out at the end of this chain. So let's do this. This will trigger DRC. Okay, they are fetching with the trigger on the stack. Okay, now they can do it. They're brainstorming, but they do have full domain, so they can K command or not K command, Leyline Bind us, and minimize the amount of action I get from my DRC. I don't think they're going to be able to deal with double pop. I think it is going to do a lot of damage. We have Pyroblast, which breaks up their combo, but then we would never have any more mana. But if they get the combo and they're about to go infinite, we probably do Pyroblast. Okay. I mean, I don't think we want that. We want to get closer to Delirium here. Does this resolve? It does. Okay, let's bobble. So trigger both. I don't want that either. I kind of want it, but at the same time, I feel like there's we want to dig deeper and find more action. So let's go ahead and take a look at their hand. Then let's just attack for 3. They have Devoted Druid in hand. That's bummer. So I might actually have to stop the combo next turn. And then I'll have to win with whatever I have left on the table. I'm actually unlikely to find more land because I just callously tossed 2 lands away. But I'm not going to risk my opponent doing the Devoted Druid combo. I think we'll almost certainly lose if that happens. Lightning Bolt. Please don't have the Devoted Druid combo this turn. They also have 7 cards in hand. There's a decent chance they have a Force. Okay, they're cracking to 14. I've never seen Jesus MTG use a... okay, do they have the combo? They do. Okay, well, I'm going to attempt this. It sucks, but it has to happen. I have to respect the fact that they can probably just win. So this goes in the graveyard. Wow, that worked. Okay, dodging bullets over here. We're gonna hit for 5 next turn. Come on, land. I don't deserve this. I do not deserve this. Okay, wow, this is so good. So I'm just gonna attack, and I'm gonna hold to the bolt, and I'm gonna try to beat back if they have the follow-up combo. I'm just gonna be super conservative from here on out. And if I find I'll instep a bolt. Actually, if I instep a bolt, I might be able to survive here. Oh, this is fine. This gives them a land. Yeah, everywhere. So they've got like extra duper, super duper domain. All right, let's go ahead and bolt. This will also help us like line up our next like land. If we find a pop, they're like super duper dead. Yeah, if we find a land for pop. Chain lightning is fine, but I think we just bin it. Like it's more of the same. Let's see. Actually, I think it's worth keeping because if they counter this bolt, then we have yet another way to direct damage them. And there's a decent chance we just, I mean, if we find a bobble though, yeah, I'm gonna try really reach here. Okay. At this point, like even force won't save them. I'm gonna just try it. That's 6 damage plus the bolt. We got it. All right, this is already feeling way more powerful than the traditional burn deck. But you have to spend an extra $200, $300 on fetch lands. Round 2, we're up against Sneak and Show with another no-lander. Come on, Tony. Don't do this to us. I'm going to blame you every time we get a no-lander. All right, 14 lands. Okay, this has a land. Wow, a land. A land. Okay, so, gosh, it adds so much like more attention to the game when you're ripping basic lands. I think this is, we start with Swift Spear. And then next turn, we might draw a land for Corey, and then we can bobble then. Yeah, we're up against Show and Tell. I'm going to put away the Slickshot Showoff. We've got more than enough creatures. It just seems like, I mean, it is high damage output, but yeah. I'm kind of tempted to just DRC and bobble just to try to like line up land number 2, because it'll be pretty humiliating if we fail to rip a land and we can't deploy. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. And that, like, not like our opponent's going to know what we're on anyway, because what we're doing is so weird. Like, who plays Basic Mountains and Delver? So this not only gives us a surveil, but it gives us an extra card draw. Yeah, like, this is just going to go in the yard. It's a great card, but it's not great in the matchup. Land is what we need. All right, let's go ahead and see what's in their hand. Make sure they're still on. Sneak and Show. They are. There's Omni. Okay. We have like maybe 2 turns before they start stamping out on me, but hopefully they're using Ancient Tomb and they cut it a little too close. Lava Dart. Terrible card, but maybe okay here. We have to sacrifice a mountain. We've got a lot of mountain sacrificing abilities and not a lot of mountains to sacrifice. All right, come on, let's find a land. Oh, you're killing me, Smalls. I think this is just DRC number 2 because we're going to need every trigger we can get to try to find lands. I'm not going to Lava Dart them. That like basically gives away that we're playing some sort of Prowess deck. This is an instant, so it doesn't contribute to Delirium. I am not feeling good about this one. Well, what was I supposed to mold a 5? Maybe I was supposed to mold a 5, but I genuinely don't think you're supposed to like actively look for lands with hands with more than 1 land. Okay, this is the Show and Tell. All right, so we will be dead here. I will put in a Corey because it's already a card that I would likely have. It's just in case they don't win here. I probably should have put Pyroblasts in the sideboard. I thought about it. I think it's probably better. Okay, so this is looking at 3 more cards before they determine whether we're dead. Yeah, good game. Okay, and this is about how I expect this matchup to go. Like, we're going to need to be very fast. So, my Break Trap actually isn't that great against their deck. I don't think we bring it in. I actually don't think we make any changes. Let's just run it back. Yeah, in retrospect, like, I put these Mindbreak Traps in because Tony had them in, and I was like, maybe there's something to that. Because it would be against, it potentially helps against Oops All spells. It doesn't necessarily, though, unfortunately. And then, excellent, any number of target spells. Yeah, I mean, it's good against Storm, obviously, but, like, in retrospect, I probably should have just played, like, 2 or 3 Price of Progress and 2 or 3, Pyros. Okay, so here we get the awkward 3-lander. So let's think about this. So 1, 2, and then we swing, and then we could Mutagenic, Growth it, and get some extra. I I just don't feel, at the end of the day, I just don't believe that this is going to be enough. But I'm also very aware that if we shuffle, we might not find any lands, and we might have to mull even deeper. Yeah, I do think this is a mulligan. Okay, and we're not totally punished. This is actually way better. This is like basically the same hand with more stuff in it. So I think this is turn 1, Monastery Swiss Spear. Turn 2, Corey, Mutagenic Growth, swing. Yeah, that works. I'll put back a Lava Spike. All right. And now that I have mountains out of my deck, I'm just going to immediately Bloodstained Mire so I don't have to worry, like reduce the number of lands further, because I definitely don't want to draw anymore. This Mutagenic Growth card is really cool. I'm interested in why Tony only included 2. It feels like a card that could be like a 4 of. I'm not a combo gamer though. All right. First Blood. So we'll be hitting with multiple bodies, and we'll be hitting fairly hard next turn. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and do this. Corey. And most of these types of decks that our opponent plays, they just completely ignore creatures, and they're just like, well, whatever. I'll just Ancient Tomb and then Show and Tell, and the game will be over. But they may actually respect this. Okay. So I'll just attack for 2, and I'm going to hold my cards close to my chest, literally and figuratively. Actually, I can't. I could cradle the monitor. All right, they're fetching down to 15. Next turn, we have Bolt, but I just want to do more. Stock up. Okay, that's not death yet. And they're not going to have any good targets, so we might as well just fire off these lightning bolts wherever we can to efficiently use the mana. But if we were to hypothetically draw like another prowess creature, or even like a DRC, it would be good to like have something we can cast. So, because there's no prize for getting them to like 1 and then dying to Atraxa. Oh, unfortunately we drew with the land. So let's see. We Mutagenic Growth. They take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's almost their life total. I don't want them to know how close they are to death. It might make sense to go ahead and just Mutagenic Growth though, and then hold the bolts. Yeah, I think that's correct. And then we have the bolts. And so we'll take 4 here. Again, it seems pretty underwhelming. But next turn, maybe they die. Because if they Show and Tell an Emrakul, we might still be able to burn them out. It's unlikely. But like generally, Atraxa is death. Okay. That is a pretty gnarly looking Volk with like new art, but with the old border. Sneak attack. Okay. Do you have mana? All right. You're telling me there's a chance. I'm going to go ahead and fetch and step. I don't have any Surveil lands because Tony does not play Surveil lands. He is similar to me in the sense that, yeah, I need to max the damage here. Hopefully we don't draw something that uses all our mana. Okay. Slickshot. We're so close. We're so close. I don't think we get there. And had I bolted once in the end step, maybe we would have gotten there. But it looks like they may have force here anyway. Yeah, because we're going to hit for, I think, just 5, and then they're taking 3 from the bolt. And they're basically dead, but they're going to recoup so much life. Like, it's possible that we draw a mountain, and then we can just bolt them for the last 3 damage. I don't think that'll happen. Because I think most likely the card that they're going to put in off sneak attack is an Atraxa. But if it is an Emrakul, we could survive. And then if we draw a non-fetch land, we could still, bolt them to death. They're thinking very hard about this. Okay, they opt to force here. I feel extremely dead. I'm going to bolt just to get the extra damage in. Now we will hit them to 5, and they're dead on board. But again, that doesn't really matter because I'm almost certain they're going to put a monster in here. Yeah, which monster is it? Good game. We're not going to beat this. I don't really care. Like, well, they could completely brick, but like, when have they ever completely bricked? Okay, there's an Emrakul, Lotus Petal. Yeah, they've just Emrakul us and they win. Okay, cool. Next game. All right. Well, we may be rewarded for putting a lot of back to basics in our sideboard because our opponent is likely on lands. They 5-0'd with it a few days ago. This hand is great. It's got 2 lands. The embarrassment of riches, 2 lands. And we've got DRC here we can open with. Yeah, I'm going to keep this. And Fireblast to help kind of close out. Okay, maybe not lands. Island, Tamio. Okay. Do we respect Tamio or do we just jam? Simian Spirit Guide. That doesn't help us, unfortunately. My instinct is to just Bloodstained Mire DRC and just ignore Tamio. Next turn we do have Mountain Slickshot Bolt or Corey Bolt. Bowmasters. That's a Heartbreaker. Yep, that's a Heartbreaker. Okay. Well, they likely have days. Also note that they are playing basics here. They've got this really cool island from Invasion block. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Oh, another mountain. I'm going to go ahead and Corey here. And if they daze it, I can just Simian Spirit Guide. I think that is the correct sequence. Slickshot's great too. Okay, wow. I'm going to go ahead and exile this. And I'm going to attempt to Chain Lightning Tamio. Yeah, Tamio is the right target here. It's a 2-for-1. And then I can attack and they can double block if they'd like. And then I could Fire Blast because I drew another mountain. Is that crazy? If I Fire Blast, I think that is crazy. Yeah, because I get Slickshot and Fire Blast next turn. Yeah, I'll just do that. Yeah, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Like they're at 18 life, it's not going to get that. Yeah. Now they're going to take my Slickshot and I'm sitting here doing nothing, unfortunately. I'll probably have to Fire Blast anyway just to get a token. Yeah, they did do damage to themselves. Oh, no. Well, I know that like they're going to know that I drew nothing, but like frankly, I don't want to draw any more mountains. I think that's worth more. Yeah, I'll just do that. It sucks. But I need to fetch and thin. Okay, they draw off their clue. So Tamio would be just completely owning us right now if we hadn't removed her. So I'm happy that I made that decision. Merc. It's pretty big. Oh, it's not that big. Okay, well, I'm going to fetch here. I mean, it's Fire Blastable. I'll wait and see what I draw. I might Fire Blast to create a dude and remove this. Come on. Spell that we can cast. Okay, DRC. Let's go ahead and... Oh, wait. We can play out a mountain, too. We drew a mountain, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to Fire Blast here. All right. Corey triggers. DRC triggers. Definitely don't want that. My goodness, why are we drawing so many lands? We got 14 of these. Okay. Does this resolve? No, it does not. Okay, so we're not doing a lot over here. We get a dude. Oh no. Oh no. Yes, but then we could move it over to DRC and attack and then trade that way. I actually think that's correct because it gets haste. How does it work? Haste and trample. I just want to kill you. I actually only need one land. We'll just do it like that. And I'm just worried that they have a follow-up Merc. And if they'll take this trade, that's great because this is going to die next turn anyway. Okay, yep. Because it'll just start crashing into it. So we're not doing anything. They're down to one card. We have a Corey active. Fatal Push, that's fine. So what can we even draw here? Lava Spike. So I have to hold that and I have to get 2 spells in one turn. Tamio breaks it open for us. It's a land. Oh no. Oh, this is another Merc. It's going to be a 5/5 this time. Okay. And they're going to try to find sorcery or instant for 6/6. Okay. So yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to beat Merc. We'll have to get very lucky. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and play out this Corey. And now we might be able to win out of nowhere if they get too greedy. But like I can't imagine them hanging back. So they had attack for 5. That's not good. But it does make it a little easier for us to multi-spell next turn. Okay, that's not good. Are we just dead? Like we're practically just dead. Okay. Bobbles are bad draws now. Okay, they're just conservatively attacking in the air. Safe in the knowledge that we're dead next turn. All right. Let's see if we can draw something spectacular here. Swift Sphere. Lava Spike. This isn't going to do it, unfortunately. So the Prowess trigger goes on the stack. I do need to keep 1 blocker back. So I can attack with 1. I take 3. So this is only... Yeah, this is not enough. So I'll attack with 2 and I'll keep 1 back. And then if they have a Bowmaster or any sort of removal spell, we'll just accept the death. I don't think we're likely to win anyway. It's fine. To prevent the damage. Okay. They do have a card in hand. It could be anything. Okay, we'll take that. Let's see, what could we draw here? Like another Pyroblast? I don't know that that would be good enough. That's certainly not good enough. Yeah, we just lose. I'm just going to concede that they don't know that they can just attack for 5 in the air. Okay, cool. So this is another matchup where we don't have any sideboard. I'm just going to run it back. I don't believe Price of Progress is good main deck because most decks, unlike our round 1 opponent where they just had like literally no basic lands, I think. Most decks do play basic lands nowadays, and most decks are only 2 color. Okay, this is probably Delirious Delvers. I could even get 2 of them out in turn 1. Let's see what we draw here. We're on the play this time, so we don't get our DRCs killed instantly. Let's go ahead and Street Wraith first. There's no harm in doing that immediately. Fireblast, okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just deploy both of these with the hope that next turn we can kill. Like, not immediately, but like smash for 6 in the air. That's pretty good. Okay. Tommy is annoying, but I can like bolt her out of my way and hopefully get Delirious in the process. So I'm going to play this out first. I will bolt her out of the way. All right. So we'll always yield. Let's spin that wheel, see if we can get in there. Mountain, we have plenty of you. Swift Spear, you can go in the grave as well, I think. Yeah, it's just not what we're looking for. Okay, now I'm going to Lava Spike. Let's put the sorcery type in the yard. Wait, that does it. We're Delirious. That's great. Another mountain. I'm just going to bin it. Artifact. I think we're a little too late in the game. We're just going to try to win with these. So what I'm looking for is just more burn. Let's attack for 6. They're at 10. And next turn, they're dead. Fireblast kills them. And I can pay for days. This is a very aggressive start. Land. They fetch a 9. They're going to need to like start killing these. There's one. Corey. They force that. Okay, Slickshot Showoff is actually decent here. Because it's like another threat. Yeah, I'll keep it. And then that combined with Fireblast, we should be able to get them. If they can Merc here, they're at 4. Barry, that's fine. I'm pretty sure I can kill them unless they have exactly Force. No, with Slickshot, I think it's deterministic. I'm trying to think of what they could have. They can't have both Daze and Force here. So we just hit them for 4 in the air. Okay, you're dead. Okay, cool. And we just want to do that again, but now we're on the draw. I'm just going to keep it exactly as is. Trust in the Tony Scaponi for the sick main deck configuration. Our sideboard is for combo and lands. All right, let's take a look at this. This is a no-lander. This has to go back. Hopefully our opponent's got the fear and they're mulliganing aggressively too. This is a double lander. It doesn't do anything but bolt them a couple times, but I'm not going to throw this back. I'm going to throw back the Lava Spike. That's probably the least useful. I mean, mutagenic growth. That's got to be good, though. Because it can, like... No, I think Lava Spike might be better. Because even if we don't have a creature, we might be able to bolt them out. Yeah. Sorry, mutagenic growth. Also, our opponent is on an aggro deck. They could, like, aggro us really hard. So I will just remove their threats initially, but I know that's not going to get us where we need to go. It's fine. Our hand does nothing. They'll probably just take the bauble, maybe. I don't know. They might take one of the bolts. They took the bauble. What a slap in the face. That's 0. That card that does literally nothing. That's the best card in your hand. Okay, well, we're just going to play this out. And I do think I just go ahead and get the damage on them. Like, there's an argument for holding it for later. But mana efficiency is also a consideration. And I might have to, sadly, just cast this Simian Spirit Guide to try to get some damage. All right, they're 14. Him. You don't love to see it. Okay, we've still got Bolt. We did lose our land. I'm going to Lava Spike you again. Holy cow, this is so sad. Do you have a daze for me? All right, they're at 11. Odds of us surviving, extremely low. If they Thoughtseize, I'm going to go ahead and Simian Spirit Guide, bolt them. Oh my goodness, this is terrifying. Okay. All right. Oh, Fireblast. That's almost good. We'll chill. They fetched a 10. They're doing my work for me. Okay, surveilling. Like a Merc comes out and we're screwed. I even fetched earlier because I was so confident. Well, yeah. Okay, this is Berry. Oh, this is Merc. Okay, it's not as terrifying as Berry because we might still be able to race this. The real question is, do we just want to end step Bolt? I don't think we do. I mean, we could, in theory, like Bolt and Pyroblast that, but I just don't think we're winning if we have to do that sort of stuff. I'm going to hold it. Okay, Bobble. Let's go ahead and Bobble. You took our Bobble. Well, we drew another one. We're drawing a Brainstorm. Yeah. Hoping to draw a Mountain, and then we'll need some help after that too. All right, another Bolt. I'm going to try to go for this in the end step. I just have to let this go through, sadly. Do you have a Brainstorm for it? No? Okay, so we'll Bolt. And then what's going to happen is we're probably going to have Spirit Guide. Okay. Come on, Mountain. Quarry. So we simulate Spirit Guide, and we can Quarry. I think we have to. It feels terrible, but then we could like potentially Bolt and Fire Blast in the same turn cycle next turn if we draw a Mountain, and then we'd have the Quarry as well. But they could just hold this back as a block. All right, I think I'm going to have to go for this because like this isn't going to do any good subsequent turns. If this baits a force at least, they may have to respect this. Okay, they don't respect it, and it doesn't do anything. All right. They can draw a card off the Tomio clue if they want to get greedy. Yeah, they are getting greedy here. They may have like, we saw the Brainstorm earlier. I think that's still on top of their deck. Yes, they're going to flip this, and now that debuffs are, and they just need literally like a force, something to stay alive. Okay, so this has to be a Mountain. Like, that's literally the only thing that does anything. Lava Dart, and then Flashback. Not good enough. Yeah, there's nothing to think about here. The game's just over, unfortunately. Yeah, we didn't find the land. They hemmed one of our 14 lands out of our hand, and we lost. All right, we're up against Lons NL. Most recently on Blue-Black, Moonshadow Aggro. Of course, we got a no-lander, so we're going to have to mulligan this. This has a land in it. I'm going to keep it. Slickshot is good, but it's a 2-drop, and we don't have 2 mana, so I guess I'll put that back. And, I mean, Lava Dart feels pretty atrocious as well. I think we put back Lava Dart. I can see situations where this would be good, but, yeah. This doesn't feel right. Like, Slickshot has a higher ceiling, and maybe it's Slickshot and Lava Dart in concert are the key to success, but Chain Lightning seems good because it can take out Tomios. It can do direct damage. We'll play this out. This is a force if they have one. They don't force. Okay. We're going to get some triggers here. Lava Spike can go to the yard. That's a sorcery. That also reveals that we're on a heavy burn deck because no other deck would consider playing such a card. So we actually don't have instant. If we draw instant, we might be able to get Delirium. They have Once Upon a Time. They're on a big mana deck, I think. They're probably on the like a big mana 12 post deck. A Fire Blast, another Fire Blast that we can't cast, teasing us the entire game last round. Okay, Once Upon a Time. Okay, Verdant Catacombs is the get. So they may be on the black-green deck. There's a Ignoble Hierarch. I'm not going to necessarily bolt the bird here. Let's see what we draw. I actually am probably going to bolt the bird here because I just need to like increase the likelihood. Yeah, I'll bolt it. There's a Mountain. We actually want to keep that. So I'll just keep that on top. And then this dies, and then we just attack for a piddly 1 damage. But next turn we have Slickshot, and the turn after that we can do a lot of damage. But unfortunately, if we're casting Slickshot next turn, we're still just hitting for 1 with this. So the reason you bolt the bird against this deck is they play Cradle a lot of times, and that represents not 1 but 2 mana. Also, it represents 2 mana if they have a Badger Mole Cub. Okay, Verdant Catacombs, Crack, Dryad Arbor. Interesting. Stitcher. Okay, so they're on the Hogaak deck, so we don't need to worry about. Okay, they didn't find Hogaak that we know of. Oh, they have Hogaak in hand. Okay, this is not good. This is not good. Okay, so Hogaak is out. So I think what we need to do is we just need to do massive damage to them with Slickshot Showoff. I'm trying to think of a reason why we wouldn't. Should we plot him? Oh, if we plot, it doesn't count as casting a spell, but it will trigger DRC next turn. So I think I'm going to plot him instead of attacking for 1, which does almost nothing. Right? And this, yeah. You got a heads up that there's a Slickshot Showoff coming next turn. So that'll trigger DRC and hopefully put a type in the yard. I believe it it says as a sorcery. Is it a sorcery though? You may exile this card from your hand, cast it as a sorcery. It should just say something very specific like at sorcery speed, but plot only as a sorcery. Like, it's so annoying that they don't just say at sorcery speed. Like, does this become a sorcery? I have no idea. I don't think it actually does, unfortunately. But this means that they can't remove it immediately, I guess. We forwent one damage in the process. But it comes in and we chain lightning, Pyroblast. And that is 10 damage plus 6 damage plus DRC. I think that'll be lethal. Okay, so I'll just take this. Fatal Push would be brutal here. White is fine. There's not going to be another turn. I'm going to win next turn or I'm going to lose. Oh no! There goes our DRC Delirium. I mean, we might know. I don't actually know if it's possible to get it. We have Sorcery and Instant. It's possible. Okay. Let's go ahead and play this without paying its mana cost. We're super dead if we don't just kill. There's only a 3/3. Let's go ahead and start Chain Lightning. I think we're pretty dead if we don't. Yeah, always yield. Okay, so here this Bloodstained Mire goes in the yard. That's the type. Slickshot Showoff grows. Okay. They're at 15. Let's do this again. Come on, we need another type. Lava Dart. That's an instant. Actually, unfortunately, we can't cast it. We can't cast it. Okay. So this goes in the yard. And I can flash it back. But I might as well Fire Blast, which does more damage. Okay. So this is hitting for 5. I believe this Fire Blast does have to hit or we're dead. See, Fire Blast kicks it up to 7. Yeah, we do have to hit here. We have to hit something that gives us Delirium or else I'm pretty sure we're dead. That doesn't do it. That can stay on top. We just chump with DRC here. Yeah, it does. I'm pretty sure we're dead because we chump with DRC and we still take lethal. So this is, we're hitting for 7. They're so close to death. It doesn't matter. Yeah, the game's over, unfortunately, unless I'm miscalculating or something. They're at 8 and then so close to death. Is it close? P face. Yeah, good games. Whatever. Yeah. Okay, good game. Yeah, we were dead. Like holding that back wouldn't have mattered. Okay, so we tried. All right. So no changes. Yeah, them being able to hit our graveyard made all the difference. If they hadn't been able to do that, we would have been fine. Actually, you know what? If I just swung with Slickshot Showoff the turn before instead of thinking that like we learned a lesson, like that one damage would have been all that we needed. So I punted. I punted in trying to plot. I still to this day do not understand why plot is on this card other than, yeah, I just don't understand. Why would you ever want to plot it for the same cost when it can attack immediately? So I got trapped basically by I got too fancy and I paid the price. I will never plot again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. I actually think this is a decent matchup just because all of our threats are aerial. I think the mountains are totally overloaded between Lava Dart and Fire Blast though. Like why would you ever want to cast this is okay. If we find a land, it's okay. I'm going to keep it. Come on, land. We've got so many lands on our deck. Okay. I'm just going to play this out and I'm going to Chain Lightning them. We'll get the damage flowing. Maybe this was not a keep. Maybe Tony Scaponi would be like, what are you doing there? That doesn't do it. But like we're drawing to land. We had an extra draw. Yeah, that's Ignoble Hierarch's fine. I do not think we're supposed to bolt the bird. I think we're just supposed to do all the damage face. Perfect. So I'll Slickshot. Actually, I could do this and then I could Quarry next turn. And Quarry would be my second spell. Yeah, actually, I think I was just talking about how I'm not going to plot. I'm going to plot. All right. This is more useful than I thought it was. Okay. I stand corrected. So now I can Quarry and then I can play it and then the Besage is already on the table, so I don't have to worry about them Besageing me. Instead, I have to worry about, just all the other insane things their deck can do. Okay, Ignoble Hierarch number 2. That's not a bad start for me. Okay, black. Moonshadow. That's fine. And now they have a fetch. Yep, fetch. I am going to turbo you. My deck is like glass cannon over here. But unfortunately, Corey Make it completely stonewalled. Yeah, I'm going to create the creatures, but I'm not really going to be able to attack with them. Okay, so Moon Shadow's growing. They don't have good attacks. They don't have any attacks, rather. Okay. Now, I think this is Corey. And we'll just create a dude. We'll play this. All right, Corey did see that. It does work as I thought. I could attach the monk. Yes. I don't have good attacks. Well, I can attack in the air for one. I think it's still something we do. I'm not going to be blocking anything. This DRC may not actually even do anything. If I draw a land, I'll probably want to Corey first. They can hold back Ignoble Hierarchs, but I do have Trample. So next turn, I'm almost certain that I'm going to want to like DRC into Bolt. Unless I draw another land, in which case I'll DRC into Corey, which will be, or I'll Corey into DRC rather. Okay. They have a good attack. They can hit me for a lot here. I can't block it. So if they want to waste just nothing, they can grow this further. Bowmasters. Fine. They may have a second Bowmasters here. Oh, they're Bowmastering their own creature to do more damage. I'm okay with that. So we're taking 6. Okay, and they're wasting their own waste. They're really all in on this. I think they may be able to kill me in 2 strikes, is what they're thinking. I can't do anything. They have pretty good blockers, too. Oh, no. They have Hogaak, too. Okay, well, our creatures are not going to get through, unfortunately. Yeah, I think they turboed me. I don't think I can win now. Not sure what their last card is, but it might be a Fatal Push. They said pew pew. All right. Let's think about this. So this is Trample. This is Evasive. Yeah, I don't think we get another turn, sadly. So we bolt. That is a total of 6 plus 2. We get an extra Corey creature, but I don't think it works. I just don't think we get another turn because this is going to hit for 8. Definitely. We're so low. This will hit for a lot evasive. Like I could hold back and double block and just wait one more turn, but I'll lose material in the process. I could Monastery, Swiftspear, and DRC and then just double block here. And then I take 8, 9, 10. I think because I'm confident that it's not going to work the other way around, I should just DRC in Monastery, Swiftspear here. And then next turn, if they try to Alpha Strike me, I still have like Crackback. Yeah, I'll try that. Okay, this does trigger. Okay. And now we just have to block as much as we can. I probably should still go across with this guy. See, they have... So this gets blocked here. This gets blocked here, here. This, so we double block here. And we try to get Delirium. This goes to the graveyard. It doesn't help us get Delirium. But Lightning Bolt and Chain Lightning, if we find one more type, we can get Delirium here. And then we can hit in the air. So again, just to confirm, this can't attack. So this is going to be blocking next turn. These can attack and then this. So we double block here. Then we just have to have 2 blockers. And we block here and here. Yeah, I am going to attack in the air for 1. Oh, I clicked through. I'm sorry. Sorry, my excellent friends. I was supposed to click through 1. I don't think it'll really matter. Like, it's going to be close. If they have another Bowmasters, we're probably dead because they can take out our DRC, which is our best hope of being able to get enough damage next turn. I guess, like, if Slickshot dies, that's the game over. That's our path to victory. But it might make sense to block. I don't know. I feel like if they have a Bowmaster, we're just dead anyway. Oh, yeah. Actually, we are pretty much just dead anyway. If they attack with the Hogaak by itself, then I'll assume that they have a Bowmaster. And I'll have to throw something in front of it. Sacrificial. They have a land. They're coming across. Hogaak should attack. That much needs to happen. Okay. So, let's go ahead and block. I'm going to block like this. Wait. This can absorb 2 damage. This has trample potentially, but like I think flying is more important. Yeah, so I should not have... I should have attacked for 1 for sure. Okay, so we drop a whole lot in life. They have some sort of trick they're doing, waiting for damage to be assigned. Okay, I'm at 4. That was pretty necessary to block that way. Okay, Bobble is good. Okay, so I don't think we can Corey here. I think we just have to Bobble first. I think this might give us Delirium, which might give us the win. That goes in the yard. I just crack it now, and yeah, like Bowmaster won't trigger until next turn. But I do want to get this type in the yard. It immediately goes to the yard. We have a Hogaak in hand. We'll go ahead and Chain Lightning them. They could have like something that hits our graveyard, I guess. I'll just bin anything. It doesn't really matter. We're not going to get another turn. If we could... So the best thing we could find off the top here... Are they dead? Let's see. We hit for 3 and then that buffs Slickshot again. They can tap for red here, but I don't think they have a bad lands in their deck. Although they could bounce it back and win off the Chain Lightning if they had a red source, but I don't think they do. I'll just go ahead and do this now. It doesn't really matter. That's enough damage to kill them, but they probably have Fatal Push or something here. All right. Do you have a kill? We know one of your cards is Hogaak. We got it. Oh, that was just game 2. I'm still going to win one more. Okay. Wow. Okay. Now we got to win on the draw. Yeah, I'm just going to keep it as is. Like, obviously, Leyline of the Void is not terrible here. Let's think about it. So it makes Moonshadow not do anything. It makes it... Does it make it impossible for them to ask... I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring this in. I think this is how we win. We get lucky with Leyline. Frankly, we're already going to be mulliganing a lot to get our lands. All right, and then they have a lot of ground creatures. I think Monastery Swiftspear comes out. That's the card that I think is the least exciting here. And we'll try this. Wow, I can't believe we won that game. It was like practically exact. Okay. Come on, Leyline. And land. Leyline and land. This is not good enough. This wouldn't be good enough even as a double Fireblast hand. Fireblast. This is a DRC Lightning Bolt Fireblast hand. This is 3 lands though. We can put one back. I'm going to try one more time because I feel like Leyline's so sweet. If we find it, we do not. Okay, so this is DRC. We put back Lava Dart. Put back Spirit Guide. You know what? I am deathly afraid that they just freaking kill our DRC before she can get Delirious with their Bowmaster. I'm going to try one more time. This is the time. Come on. Oh, so many Fire Blasts. Yeah, this has the same problem the other hands had. Well, I'm going to keep it. I don't want to go deeper. I do feel like Leyline would be insane against their deck, but I can't. I'll just keep one land. We'll find the other one. Gotta believe. I think we're totally cooked. I think the odds of us making it like they're on 7, they get to be on the play. That first hand was not a keep, but the second hand was. And I just hoped. We have a 40% chance of finding a Leyline in each hand. Okay, that's not terrible because that does give us the potential to maybe get Delirium. I don't think it's actually possible. But yeah, so we go like this. We play this out. Now we bobble. We draw a trigger. Chain Lightning. Actually, we can get Delirium if they Bowmaster. So I'm going to go ahead and do this now. Moonshadow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so we have Lightning Bolts if they try to Bowmaster here. They don't. That's nice. We can just play up these Simian Spirit Guides, but they're pretty sneaky. So we don't necessarily need to find more land. So I want to pat myself on the back a little bit for the previous game where I held back and I realized okay, we just have to survive. And then we might be able to do it. Fatal Push, I cannot stop. Dryad Arbor. All right. Well, let's just wait and see what we draw. Yeah, we can't do anything. I could bolt here just to keep it at bay. I could wait till the trigger's on the stack and then bolt it. Just in case they play something else. They're like one card away from getting... Yeah, I am worried about Moonshadow for sure. Like if they go to attack, then that'll be an opportunity where I can... I think this is the moment where I need to go ahead and bolt. Because this is going to grow a lot. They can fetch... They could fetch Surveil. Yeah, I mean, like they fetch Surveil and they find 2 things, then that sucks. And I'll just resign to losing the game. But if I can keep this on my back for a little while, like maybe they fetch Surveil and they don't hit a permanent. Okay, we got that. That's a huge relief. Okay, now they may already have the Hogaak. Okay, another Moonshadow, Force of Vigor. Okay, so they're playing Force of Vigor in anticipation of us having Leyline of the Void. That's the only card that Force of Vigor would target in our deck. So we actually maybe dodged a bullet by not mulling deeper. They could have just fetched Surveilled and maybe saved, right? No, actually they couldn't have because it would have only gotten up to 3/3 tops. White is scary. It's already a 4/4, like, which is fireblastable, but that costs me literally everything. I think we're gonna die to this thing though. So I will kill it. If I draw a mountain, I hate to say it, but I will probably just blast it because we're just totally dead. And then we'll just live off of these spirit guides, I guess. I mean, we're not gonna win, but I genuinely don't think we win a game where we have to fight White. Let's think about this. What can we draw? So we will have Delirium. So if we draw a Delirium creature, we'll be okay. If we draw Slickshot, we're okay. I genuinely believe this card is just going to completely solo us, and it'll do so very quickly. They don't have a way to put a creature card in their graveyard at instant speed that I know of. They could have their last card, which would be stunning, but it could be, what's it called? Yeah, I hate doing this, but I think we're just doomed if we're just drawing organically a card every turn and facing that thing. And if they have Street Wraith, then I'll just concede and we'll laugh about the fact that they were, patient enough to hold the Street Wraith. If they draw another White, we're screwed. If they draw Hogaak, we're screwed. But if they're just attacking for 2 each turn, we might have a chance to draw into victory. Again, I feel like we were in a pretty impossible situation there. Impossible position. This is a beautiful swamp, by the way, from Mirage. Okay, and they just need to put the Hogaak in the yard, and we're dead. Yep, they kept. So that's not good. That means they found some action. Probably just another White or something like that. Maybe a Bowmaster. They don't need a lot to win from here. DRC, I'm going to play her out. She's a 3/3 flyer. She can abate their offensive for 1 turn, or she can just die. Yeah, that sucks. I'm not going to concede yet, but this is looking very bleak. So Mountain would still be okay. Another DRC. Okay, Mountain's fine. I'll play that out. I'll pass. Again, we have time. All right, I'll take 2. Anything else you want to do over there? You did keep, but it may have been they just had something for the future. Okay, this is Hogaak, and we can concede. We would have died 2 turns ago if we had left White on the table. Good games, though. Final round, we are going in with a very sad 1-3 record, but I'm hoping that we can at least get half of our play points back. We have been getting some exciting game wins, just not match wins. Final round, we're up against an unknown opponent, Turbo Weirdo, like your name. This is a 4-lander. I don't think we can keep this. Just we need to do something. This doesn't do anything turn 1. This has the problem of not doing anything turn 1 either. However, we could go double DRC. We could DRC, mutagenic growth it to surveil and try to find a land for next turn. I actually think I'm going to keep this. I know it sounds weird, but turn 1 DRC is something our deck does. We do have double Spirit Guide, so we can, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about this. I don't know that I have the fortitude for playing these decks, Tony. It's one thing to play my, no reserve list, black, blue, burn deck. That's fine. I mean, maybe they block and mutagenic growth blows them out. We'll see. Okay, that actually isn't that bad. I think I do want to just Simian Spirit Guide first for a DRC, and then I get double trigger off mutagenic growth to find land. I'm going to want to cast this anyway. Please don't daze this. Let's go across. And they probably just don't do anything here. They probably just say, okay, I'll take 1. Or they could do that. Heck yeah. All right, we're going to get a Tommy lunch. I'm loving it. Bobble goes to the yard. Swift Spear goes to the yard. Tommy-O goes to the yard. Don't solitude me. You brought this upon yourself. They said, I simply must respect this double baller, double guide, mutagenic. Yeah, I will take it. Okay, and then, we could just Simian Spirit Guide, bolt them to try to find land and try to get Delirium. I don't hate it. Yeah, I just need to keep the pressure on. I need to find a land. That goes to the yard. There we go. Ding, ding, ding. All right. So we'll draw that, and then eventually we'll do other stuff. No, wait. That's, Delirium. So we'll hit for 6 next turn. That's good. Assuming they don't remove one of these, which would be very easy to do. And then we'll have a mountain, and we'll be able to play stuff later. Like we would have not drawn the land. Like it took all my surveilling to find the land. Okay, Stoneforge. I think we're probably going to lose here. They can just go get, like if they have Batter Skull, that'd be pretty good. Meteor Sword. Okay, so they can blow up one of these. But it will get across first. So they take 6, they go to 1, or 11 rather. Not 1 yet. And then they have Felia, they can start blinking stuff. They probably just kill one of these DRCs though. Yeah, they're just going to go ahead and do it immediately. They could target my land, but I think that'd be dangerous. Yeah, they are killing her. Okay. So we'll do 3 more, but that might be the last of the damage we can do before they're able to fully remove these. So we have a 2-drop that is going to rot in our hand. Yeah, so our opponent is respecting us, but they are going to be beating us. Despite our crazy kind of like manaless interaction. They're just looking for a plow or a prismatic ending, and they're fine. And they kept. So I presume they found one of the 2. Squadron Hawk. Okay. All right, so they're going to go get 3 more Squadron Hawks. They will have to go to discard, though, unless they have something else to do, right? They can actually put the Meteor Sword on that. So there's like an Ancestral Recall, and of course there's the Plow. So, and with it, our hopes of ever winning. They can just equip the Squadron Hawk with Meteor Sword and take us out slowly. Slickshot does not have... my opponent said, lol, it's Caw Blade. Yes. Yeah, it's just interesting that, like, I'm seeing this in Legacy. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said interesting. Okay. I think we just have to bolt, and we have to hope that we can race them. I'm not going to be bolting their Stoneforge. They have 7 cards in their deck, like 7 cards in their hand. They may just force this. Yeah, I'm going to concede. I don't think we have a chance here. Okay, so we did see a lot of non-basics. If they're on 2 color, that might be a trap, though. I don't think it's correct. Smash the Smithereens, I don't think it's correct. I think we just run it back. Like, in general, I don't want to change my deck unless I'm up against like some really combo deck. Because, first of all, I don't understand how the deck is supposed to function. I did watch Tony play it, and he played it very well, and he did a lot better than I'm doing. So I'll link to Tony playing the deck if you want to see somebody who actually knows what they're doing. But I appreciate you sticking with me and watching me struggle through this. I am learning. This is a keep. This is pretty good. Yeah. So this is just turn 1 DRC. Hope to draw something that procs Slickshot. I mean, hope to draw a mountain, actually. So yeah, I think I do need to play the bobble just to dig to a mountain, because we're not going to get anywhere without the mountain, I don't think. And this is where maybe Tony would differ. Like, that card definitely goes in the graveyard, and we can flash it back later. But I need to find the land. Tundra. Okay. All right. And we have other ways of finding lands next turn. Like, we can just chain lightning them if we don't find a land here. Mutagenic Growth is fine. That triggers as well. I would like to do that later. They are playing Daze here. Oh, Bobble. Well, so options. 1, we just try to bolt her. That digs for a land. And then we might be able to hold this for the turn that we get Slickshot off. I do want to hold my Mutagenic Growth if I can. I don't want to deal with Tomio debuffing and potentially drawing them cards. Okay, Lava Dart number 2 going to the yard. So this is Delirium. Okay, right on. I'll just attack here. You know what? I do think we bobble here. We've got plenty of stuff to do with Slickshot. Once he comes out, he may not come out if we don't find the land. All right, Slickshot number 2 goes to the yard. So I'm glad, like, that would have been embarrassing to draw that and not be able to do anything. I do think we just have to crack through the baubles. Mutagenic Growth, we can hold. Swords of Plowshares. Well, that's not good. Yeah, I can't do anything about this. Like, I could Mutagenic Growth to try to, like, dig, but I don't like that. So we draw here. Mountain. Another bauble. Yeah. I think we're probably going to languish on 1 land with our deck mana base being constructed the way it is. Archive. Like, I can't imagine a world in which they don't plow. This is too dangerous to leave it on the table. Okay, it's gone. And we did not get to surveil it enough to find another land. If we get lucky and find a land, we could Slickshot here. Yeah, this sucks. This sucks. I'm going to probably just do both of these. I could just bobble myself to see what... No, I'm just going to use both the baubles. If they're drawing a Tomio, card in hand is... If it's a Daze, then I'll be... Oh, they have another plow. So They've got our next play covered as well. I'll just bolt their Tamio and hope that they don't have days. Bobble. Street Wraith. That's a cool looking plains. Okay, Stoneforge Mystic. I feel pretty confident they're just going to go get the Meteor Sword here. I'm just going to wait and see whether they do that, and then I'll have to bolt this so I don't get my soul land Meteor Sworded. That'll be another humiliation. Umezawa's Jite. Interesting. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let that go. I need to clear that. Jite is going to be a pain, to say the least. Well, we can at least bolt the creature that is equipped to. Let's go ahead and cycle here. Okay, I'm just going to attempt to bolt here. I'm not worried about Jite. Like, I'll bolt the creature that they equip it to. I'm worried about Tamio just drawing them into action. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's think about this. They could, if they have a land, they could play it, and then they could equip Jite, and they could use 2 Jite counters to kill her. I don't think they have days. Let's see, how much damage can we do here? So, mutagenic growth, bobble. We could flashback a Lava Dart. I don't think that's advisable. I think I do want to start getting damage. If they put the Jite counters on, I could mutagenic growth, but that seems kind of weak. I'm going to get a card anyway. Yeah, let's do this. Let's try this. It's possible that they don't have the actual creature. I could just plot this and then next turn do everything. That is 1 less damage, but it spares me this dying to Jite. No, because they can just Jite anyway, and it only plus... Yeah, I'm just going to do my stuff today this turn. I'm not going to plot. You have the days. Okay, no days so far. Let's go ahead and bubble. I think the odds of this getting us where we need to go are extremely low. Let's see what they're drawing. Squadron Hawk. Okay. So that'll basically block us indefinitely. Let's go ahead and come across here, and I will just mutagenic growth. I need to get the damage in. Okay, so we're hitting them for 7. So they're 10. And now they're going to need to use their Jite. Like, they have to equip the Jite, and then they have to attack in minus... Simian Spirit Guide. That actually gives us bolt. So what we can do is we can exile this and bolt if they spend a bunch of mana putting the Jite out and then equipping. That's a cool looking island. Okay. Race car set. That sucks. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't think we're gonna be able to do it here. Squadron Hawk. Now the offensive, like, we just have to draw enough burn to kill them at this point. They don't even attack. All right. So we got a grip filled with hawks that we're never going to be able to attack through. None of our creatures have trample. Land would be okay here. Yeah, there we go. I think we just have to chill and then hope that we can keep the Jite off our back. But, like, how are we even going to do that? Technically, I could, like, flashback a mountain. I could flashback a Lava Dart to kill the hawk if they equip it. Once they start equipping, like, things just go south very quickly for us. Yeah, this is an opportunity for me to flashback a Lava Dart, but that takes us off Pyroblast. And it is part of the cost. It's not like you can... Yeah. So I could snipe that out of the air by just losing a land. But they have 3 more. So they're just going to definitely do this next turn as well. I'm just trying to think, is there any path out? Because we could equip, like, we could drop a Simian Spirit Guide. I just don't want to bolt. I don't want to use the bolt here. I might draw a mountain. If I draw a mountain, then I have the Lava Dart, and I also have the bolt on them. But if they are able to gain 4 life, the game's over. I'm gonna bolt. I'm not gonna risk, like, because Fireblast gets completely shut off. Okay, so Chain Lightning and then Fireblast. We could Chain Lightning now, and then we could just sacrifice a land, and then if we draw a land, we could finish. That doesn't really work. The fact that they have these Caw Blades, like, they're always going to have something to equip Jite to. So I think there's just no path forward, sadly. I'll go ahead and just Chain Lightning them now to be mana efficient, because I'm not going to do anything else with this mana. They're at 6. Yeah, I guess if I draw 1 more bolt, I'm just going to have to sacrifice this. But if I draw a bolt, I'm not going to be Fireblasting them, is the problem. We'll see if they fetch. They may fetch Surveil. No, they shouldn't fetch. That'd be a bad move at this point. So I basically had the option of Fireblasting here, and then they still have the creature. Yeah, I mean, it sucks, but I have to do something here. I don't think Lava Darting twice is better than Fireblasting. Is it? Yeah, they just have so many things they can do here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and Fireblast. Atrocious. There's no way we're winning. Okay, and they can just play out. They still have like the 3 other birds. They can play one out here. And I can ping one of them and keep it off. But like, unless I rip like mountain for like 4 turns in a row, I can't see how I get out of this. All right. I will just do this because I have nothing else to do. And it's possible that like maybe I draw like a series of baubles or something that help me. No, actually, I don't think this is winnable because they can just minus and kill it. Good games. Yeah, that was pathetic. This deck is hard to play. I'll put it that way. I struggled through it. I'm not a combo gamer like Tony. I thought this would be way better than it was. Watching him, he made it look like pretty effortless, and it was very hard. And I'm not sure why. Like maybe I just needed to ignore Tamio. I can't remember if I bolted Tamio that game. Some people in like one of my previous burn videos was just ignore Tamio. It's not a big deal, but it does become a big deal. Like the game very easily slips away, but maybe I just need to like accept that that's not how it is. How would I change the deck? Well, first of all, I think probably the 3 of each of these and then some Hydroblast would be better, or Pyroblast rather. So I think that's like the change I would make is I just bring in some Pyros. But I'm not sure that I'm going to play this deck again. Like it had some exciting, explosive wins, but overall, it seems way more brittle than my black-red. So I think I'm just going to play that, which is explosive, but also somewhat stable. So, but I did have fun. Thanks again for tuning in and watching me struggle through this. I know it was like not like the cleanest league, but I did have fun. It was cool to get those exciting, exhilarating, like Slickshot Showoff kills. I think there were like at least twice where I just got like ridiculous prowess and I killed. That was fun. Until next time, be excellent to each other and party on.